Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brian. So one of my 2018 kind of New Year's resolutions and a new path I'm kind of going down since I'm not really dancing professionally anymore or doing anything creative as my job anymore that I used to do. I've been really searching for like a new creative outlet, something new that I can explore that I totally don't have a lot of experience in, a whole new hill to climb. And I found it, and that is art, drawing, painting, you name it. I'm like super obsessed. I just got into it a couple weeks ago, and like all of us, I think I used to draw and doodle when I was a little kid, and just kind of mess around in art classes. And it was always something that I had this kind of mental assumption in my brain that I wasn't talented at, that I couldn't be good at for some reason. I always just thought that I was one of those people that could just basically draw stick figures and that's it. So I really wanted to challenge that assumption in 2018. And I've been also looking for a way to kind of engage social media and put things out that are creative, that can, maybe build a community around and just have the feedback of other people seeing my work and, enjoying it. So this is something that I'm really excited about, and over the next several months through the entire year, I'm basically going to be documenting my journey as a beginning artist, a total beginner, but I think I have some natural talent, and I'm going to show you guys kind of where I'm starting at in this video, and then moving forward, you're going to see a lot of stuff from me, from time-lapse videos of different drawings and paintings that I'm doing. I'll probably go live once or twice a week while I'm doing some art and kind of bring you guys into the process. And I think it's going to be really fun. So I hope you guys follow along. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and just stay in touch because I'm going to be putting stuff out and I'd love to hear your feedback, what you like, what you don't like, different things that I can improve upon. This video series and this channel is really going to be for me as a beginner and as a learner to have tips from more experienced artists that are seeing my work and kind of giving me tips on things that I can improve on. So I really, really encourage you guys to engage with me, comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what I can work on. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'm going to take you guys through kind of where I'm starting from. I've done a bunch of different drawings over the last couple weeks just to get a sense of my starting point as far as my skill level. And I hope you guys enjoy. So stay tuned. All right. So when I started this whole thing a couple weeks ago, I found this guy on YouTube. You guys might have seen him. His name's Peter Draws, and he does these amazing drawings that are really all abstract pen and ink work. And before I started jumping into that, I just started kind of doodling with a pencil and watching some basic videos on YouTube just about shading and just the, kind of art 101. And this is the first thing that I came up with. So I really had no direction with this whatsoever. It's just kind of a surrealism, abstract drawing with a whole bunch of detail and stuff in it. And just kind of let my mind go blank and see what came out. And this is what I came up with. So from there, I worked on a lot of different stuff. I kind of messed around with pastels a little bit. So this is a little beach, ocean, rain scene that I did with some dry pastels. I definitely see a lot of areas that I can improve on. There's a lot more blending I can do with colors. I can spend a lot more time on it and just layer it in a lot more, but I think it's a cool place to start from. So that was really fun to do. And then I messed around with some watercolor and did a little sunset scene that I follow along with a video on YouTube that kind of took me step by step through the process. That was really fun too. And then I jumped over to acrylics. And acrylics are kind of difficult because you really have to adjust for the amount of paint you're using and also the amount of water you're using so you can fill up the space. It's a little different than watercolor. It takes more paint than watercolor does. So that was a learning experience for me. But this is a little forest scene that I did, which is kind of cool. Had fun with that. And then I just kept messing around with this abstract, surrealist idea of just different geometric shapes and just messing with different effects, from shading to kind of reflective effects and stuff, and just tried to kind of put in as much detail as I could, and had no real direction for this, just kind of let my mind go blank and just saw it came out. And it's really, really fun. But one of the things I love about art so far is how meditative it is and how you really get into like a flow state where you're not thinking about what you have to do later on in the day, what you have to do tomorrow, the different troubles and stresses going on in your life. It kind of all just takes a back seat, and all you can focus on is the task right in front of you. And that's one thing I really, really enjoy about art. So this is a little sketchbook I've been carrying around with me, just kind of messing around with different sketches in it. I'll just kind of page through and show you guys basic stuff. Spheres, different geometric shapes, a coffee mug, a mailbox that I saw out on the street, just wanted to draw it, and just kind of started practicing drawing what I see. And then I started doing more of this pen and ink stuff that, again, is inspired by this dude Peter Draws. If you haven't seen him on YouTube, definitely check him out. He's amazing. He does these incredible drawings that really are completely abstract and just off the cuff, and he has no real plan or idea. And that's what I tried to do with this one. Just try to layer in different details, different shapes, just to see how much detail I could, fit into one piece of paper. And then this is a fun one I did. I was at the coffee shop with my fiance one day and just kind of felt like just overwhelmed by all the information that we're constantly digesting on our cell phones. So I created this little piece of someone's mind kind of exploding from all the information they're getting from their iPhone. This was really fun to do. And then just some hands working on just basic anatomic shapes. And here's another kind of abstract one that I did. Just trying to layer in different stuff, seeing what came out of it. A big part of art too, what I'm realizing is it's just about not judging yourself while you're doing it. A lot of times as you start a drawing, at the beginning stages, it feels like it's going to suck and it's not going to turn out good. But I think it's just the persevering and sticking with the process that when you get to the end of it, you have something that you can look back on and say, wow, I put a couple hours into this and look what I came up with. So this is kind of a weird creature thing that I drew. And this, again, I didn't have any intention of creating a creature. I just started with some lines on the paper. And if I zoom in, you can see there's a lot of little details in here that I put in. And as I was doing the drawing, I had no real clue of where it was going, but then it kind of slowly started to take shape. And one of the things I like about pen and ink is you have to be very precise. You can't really sketch with pen and ink. So every single line you put in is permanent, and that causes you to have to really improvise and go with it. If you make a mistake, you just have to roll with it and keep it going. Some more hands here. And here's another abstract one. This dude, his mind kind of freaking out. And just a lot of really cool details in the back of there. I like how this one came out for sure. So I wanted to do a little cityscape with some color. A futuristic, like dark city. One of my friends told me my art has a really dark vibe to it. I don't know if it's dark or negative. It's just, I don't know. I grew up on heavy metal. I grew up on that dark kind of stuff, and I love that aesthetic, and I just think it's so cool looking, so I kind of just went with it. I was in a Starbucks here, so I was just messing around drawing the Starbucks. Came home one day, and the fiance and cat were asleep on the couch, so I snapped a picture and did a little sketch of them. It's pretty cool. This one is probably the most detailed abstract piece that I've done so far. If I zoom in, I got these micron pens, so they're really, really fine tip pens, and it lets you put a lot of detail in there. So the closer I get, you can see there's tons and tons of little details, little marks on the paper that make it really interesting to look at, because if you zoom out, it looks like one thing. But then if you zoom in really close, there's a bunch of little pictures all within the same illustration. So it's definitely a style that I'm into and like doing a lot. Just another little doodle. Just messing around. Here's another pen and ink one. Little dog. And yeah, just messing around. So then the last thing I did, the most recent one I did, was for a friend of mine. This is a character from a old school tabletop strategy game we used to play back in our nerd days. in junior high and high school. This is called the Emperor's Champion from Warhammer 40,000. Super, super nerdy thing. So if you know what that is, you must have been a nerd in high school like me. And really happy with how this came out, though. I'm going to send this down to my buddy Chris, and he's going to frame it and hang it. So this will actually be the first piece of art that I've ever made that will hang in someone's house, which I'm really excited about. It's not my original concept or artwork, so I just want to put that right out there. I recreated a drawing that already existed, but it was a really, really cool exercise for me as a beginning artist to try to recreate something that was already there. So that's kind of where I'm starting from, and I hope you guys follow along on the journey. I'll be posting videos pretty much every week, and stay tuned. Hope you guys like it. Peace.